CSEC, January 2021, Paper 1, Mathematics, Paper 1. So that is what we are going to solve. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, add it to your playlist. Thank you very much for doing that. What is the value of the digit 2 in the number 48.6821? So if we should represent this exponent positive 2. So the correct answer is option A. In a school, the ratio of the number of pupils to the number of teachers is 20:1. If the number of pupils is 840, how many teachers are there? So teachers is to pupils is equal to 20:1. So we have 20 We have 840 pupils. So 840 pupils is to teachers, then 20 is to 1. So we are looking for T. We are looking for T. So we can rewrite the ratio as division. So 840 over T is equal to 20 over 1. So when you cross multiply, you get 20T is equal to 840. So we divide both sides by 20, you get 840 over 20, and that will be equal to 2 going to 84, 42 times. So there are 42 teachers. There are 42 teachers. Now let's look at number 5. Number 5. What is the least number of apples that can be shared equally among either 6, 10, or 15 children? So with this, we have to find the least common multiple of 6, 10, and 15. So we know 6 is the same as 2 times 3, the prime factors. Then 10 is also the same as 2 times 5. These are the prime factorization. Then 15 is also the same as 3 times 5. So the LCM, we pick the highest of each of the factors and multiply. So if you look at 2 is the highest throughout. So we will get 2 times. Then we have also 3. Among the 3s, we have 3 to be the highest. Then among the 5s, we have 5 to be the highest. So it will be 2 times 3 times 5. That will give us 6 times 5, which is 30. So 30 is the correct answer. 30 is the correct answer. In other words, you could also list the multiples of each. So we could go like this. 6, the multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and so on and so forth. Then you could also list the multiples of 10, which are 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on and so forth. Then we could also list the multiple of 15, which are 15, 30, then we have 45, and so on and so forth. So the common multiples, the list will be 30 because we have 30 throughout. We have 30 throughout. This is a list for all of them. So 30 is a list for all of them. The least common multiple is 30. So the correct answer is 30. Now let's look at number 6. Number 6. Number 6. The question there says that if 4.3 times 0.37 is equal to 1.531. Then 0.43 times 370 is. So let's take notice of the movement of the decimal point. So you could see that over here we move the decimal point backwards 1. Then over here the decimal point has been moved forward twice. So we have -1, then we have +2. So that will give us +1. So it means that in the final answer, the decimal point must move forward once because of the +1 here. So the answer will be 0.43 times 370. All right. So it is not only 2, this is moved forward thrice, 3 times. So this is 3. This is 3. So the answer is +2. So it means that we must move the decimal point forward 2 times in the final answer here. So if you move it forward 2 times, we'll get the decimal point to be between the 9 and the 1. So that will be equal to 159.1. So the correct answer will be option C. So I think that is clear. But I think I can go over again. So what we are saying is that in the 4.3, we move the decimal point, the decimal point backwards once. So that gives us the 0.43. This one goes back once to give us this. Then the 370 here, you realize that this one moved backwards 1, 2, 3. That will give us 370. So the decimal point is now here. So in all, we have backwards 1, forward 3. So the final answer will be, the decimal place will be -1 plus 3, which is +2. And that implies that in 1.591, we must move the decimal point forward 2 times. So that will give us 159.1. Now let's look at number 7. Number 7. If P is equal to, P is a set with element 2, 3, 5, 7, and Q is a set with element 2, 3, 6, and S is a set with element 2, 4, 5. Then P intersection Q union S. So first let's find Q union S. So Q union S will be element in both Q and S. No repetition. So 2, we pick one of them. So element in Q or S or both. So 2, then we have to pick 3 because 3 is in Q. You have to pick 4. Then we have to pick 5. Then we have to pick 6. Now we have to find the intersection of this set and the set P. So the set P, intersections will be we have 2 here and we have 2 here. We have 3 here and we have 3 here. We have 5 here and we have 5 here. So the intersections will be equal to 2, 3, 5. So the correct answer will be option C. Now let's look at number 7. Okay, number 7 is what we just did. So let's move on to number 8. Number 8. Item 8 refers to the following Venn diagram. So you can see the Venn diagram, two intersecting sets P and Q, the universal set, the rectangle. In the Venn diagram, number of P is 5, number of Q is 9, and number of P union Q is 10. What is number of Q intersection P? So we are going to use that formula. Number of P union Q is equal to number of P plus number of Q minus their intersection, P intersection Q. So do we know some of them? Yeah, we know this one to be equal to 10 because it is given in the question. Then we know this one to be equal to 5 because that is also given in the question over here. Then we also know this one to be 9, number of Q to be 9, minus the intersection. Now 5 plus 9 is 14. But I'm going to move this negative thing here all the way to the other side to become positive. So number of P intersection Q will be equal to 14, which is 5 plus 9, then minus 10. So that will be equal to 4. So the correct answer is B. Now let's look at number 10, number 9 before number 10. So which of the following pairs of set is an example of this joint set? We have even numbers and odd numbers. Ha ha ha. Even numbers and odd numbers. So that is disjoint because if you take the even numbers and the odd numbers, there's no even number that is odd. So the correct answer is option A. If you pick option B, multiples of 2 and multiples of 3, we have 6, which is common to both, so it's not disjoint. Now if you pick C, whole numbers and rational numbers, we know every number is a whole, every whole number is a rational number, so that one is not also possible. Then multiples of 5 and multiples of 10. Oh, we know multiples of 5 can be found in multiples of 10. So it means multiples of 10 can be found in multiples of 5. So it means that this one is off. So the correct option is A. Alright, now let's look at number 10. Number 10. All students in a class play Scrabble or checkers or both. If 36% of the students play Scrabble only and 48% of the students play checkers only, what percentage of the students play both games? So let's use Venn diagram to illustrate this. So the universal set will be 100. Then the Scrabble number who plays Scrabble only is 36. Then those who play, so this is for Scrabble. Those who play checkers, this is checkers, they are 48 out of 100. Then both, we don't know. So let's put B there. Let's put B there. Now, we know that when we add all of this, we should get 100. When we add 36 plus those who play both, then plus 48, it should give us 100. So B 36 plus 48 will give us 84. So B will be equal to 100 minus 84, and that will be equal to 16. So the correct answer is option B. Let's look at number 11. Item 11 refers to the following Venn diagram, which shows two intersecting sets. So we can see the Venn diagram. In the Venn diagram, U, students who play games, H, students who play hockey, then we have V, students who play volleyball. The number of students in each set is indicated. How many students play exactly one game? So exactly one game is this region here plus this region here. So that will be 4 plus 5. 4 plus 5. Those here are playing both, those here are playing neither of the games, so we don't include it. So 5 plus 4 is 9. The correct answer is C. Now let's continue with number 12. Number 12. Item 12 refers to the following Venn diagram of two intersecting sets which is partially shaded. In the Venn diagram, the unshaded region represents. So now I'm going to shade P prime. If I'm shading P prime, it will be all the region outside of P. All the region outside of P. So this is P prime. Now I'm going to shade Q. All the region inside of Q. All the region inside of Q. So you can see that there's a region where the red and the blue are intersecting. So that region is P prime intersection Q. So P prime is this region here, and Q is all the region here, which is inside the Q. They intersected at this unshaded region. So the unshaded region is P prime intersection Q. So the correct answer is D. P prime intersection Q. Option D is correct. Or Q intersection P prime. Now look at number 13. For every $100 sales, a salesman is paid $10 as commission. If his sales for a particular month were $1,020, how much commission was he paid? So first we need to figure out how many $100 are in 1,020. So you divide that 1,020 by $100, and that will give you 10.2. We have $10.200 in 1,020 dollars. So we now have to multiply this by this. So that will give you $10 $10 times 10.2, and that will give you $102. So the correct answer is option C. At a store, sales tax is charged at a rate of 2% on the cost price of an item. The sales tax on a dress which costs $180 is, so we have to calculate 2% of $180. So let's cancel out. So this will cancel this. Now 2 times 18 is 36. So $36 over 10. And that will give you $3.6. So the correct answer is A. Number 15. If 2.5 EC dollars is equivalent to 1 US dollars, then 25 EC dollars in US dollars is what? So we're told that EC dollars and we have US dollars here. We're told that for every 2.5 dollar, or for every 1 US dollar, we have 2.5 EC dollar. Now we're to find the equivalent of 25 EC dollars. So what do you think was done? What do you think happened to 2.5 to get 25? It's a multiplication of 10. So we have to multiply the same 10 by 1. So this one 2 times 10. So 1 times 10 is 10. So it means that 25 EC dollars is equivalent to 10 US dollars. So the correct answer is B. Now let's proceed to number 16. A calculator which is marked at $120 is sold for a cash at a 30% discount. How much change would Suzanne receive if she pays for the calculator with a $100 bill? So what we are going to do now is to calculate the cost after discount. So the cost after discount is 30% of 120 minus 120. 30% of 120 minus 120. So that will give you 30% of 120 minus 120. So 30% this amount 0.3, 0.3. Good. Now this is the same as 120 times 1 minus 0.3. And this is same as 120 times 0.7. 120 times 0.7. And what would that give us? It is the same as 12 times 7. 12 times 7. 7 to 14. So 717. So this will be equal to $84. So that is the price after discounts is applied. So if you give $100 bill to the person, he will give you a change of 100 minus 84, and that will give you $16. A loan of $8,000 was paid back in 2 years in monthly payment of $400. The interest on the loan as a percentage is, so first let's calculate the amount the person will end up paying. So 400 monthly installments for 2 years will be equivalent to $400. 2 years is equivalent to 24 months. So let's multiply that. What do we get? So 400 times 24 will give you 9,600. So this is $9,600. Now, the interest will be minus 8,000. So minus 8,000. So this will give us $1,600. $1,600 interest. So we need to express this as a percentage. So 1,600 as a percentage of 8,000. So 1,600 as a percentage of 8,000. So times 100%. So this will cancel this. Then 8 will go into okay, then this will cancel also this. So 8 will go into 16 two times. Then 2 times 10 is 20. So it will be 20%. 20%. Now let's move on to number 18. A car presently valued at $12,000 depreciates at the rate of 10% per annum. What will be the value of the car 1 year later? So the value of the car will be the price of the car, which is 12,000 minus the depreciated value, which is 10% of 12,000. So this will be the same as 12,000 minus 10% of this will be 1,200, and this will be equal to $10,800. So the correct answer is A. Now let's consider number 19. A man pays 60 cents for every 200 meter cube of gas used, plus a fixed charge of 13.75. How much does he pay when he uses 55,000 meter cube of gas? So we need to figure out how many 200 meter cube of gas is in 55,000 meter cube. So that will be 55,000 meter cube divided by 200 meter cube, and this will be equal to this will be equal to 275, because this will cancel this. Then sorry, this will cancel only two of them. It will cancel only two of them. So let me use a red ink or a different ink, so this will cancel this. Then 2 will go here, 2 go into 550, 275 times 275. Now, what do we do next? We need to now calculate the amount you pay, which is 275 times 60 cents. And that will be equal to 165. But he must pay a fixed price of 13.75. So 13.75 plus 165. And that will give us 178.75. So the correct answer is D. Now let's look at the next question, which is question 21. Now question 20. Okay, so question 20. If 7,000 is borrowed at a rate of 5% per annum for 3 years, the simple interest is, so simple interest is equal to principal times the rate percent times time. So the principal is 7,000. So that will be 7,000 times the rate is 5% and times the time is 3. So let's do some small cancellation here. So this will cancel this. Now we are left with 5 times 70. So let's do 3 times 70 first. So 3 times 70 will give us 210. Now 210 times 1 will give us 5 times 21 is 105. So 1050. So that will be option D. The product of a number P and its reciprocal may be written as, so P and the reciprocal of P is 1 over P. So the correct answer is C. Item 22 refers to the following diagram of a rectangle. So we can see the rectangle. The area of the rectangle is x squared in centimeters squared. The equation that may be used to find the value of x is, so we know that the area of a rectangle is the width times the length. So the length is the length and this is the width. So length times width will be 2 times x minus 4. And this is equal to x squared. or x squared is equal to 2 into bracket x minus 4. So the correct answer is option A. Now let's look at the next question, which is question 23. Question 23. Altair normally saves $X each month, but in June she saved $4 more than twice her usual amount. So twice her usual amount will be 2x. Usually saves X dollars. So twice of that amount will be 2x. Then $4 more will be plus 4. So the correct answer will be option D. Now let's look at number 24. 3 plus 2 over x is equal to 1. The value of x is, so let's group like terms by sending the 3 here. So we will have 2 over x is equal to 1 minus 3. So 2 over x will be now equal to negative 2. Wow. So can we multiply both sides by, can we cross multiply? Yes. So this is like over 1. So when we cross multiply, you get something like this. This will take this, this will take this. So you have negative 2x is equal to 2 times 1, which is 2. Divide both sides by 2, you get x to be equal to 2 over negative 2, which is negative 1. So answer is A. Number 25. 5 exponent n times 5 exponent n plus 2 is the same as. So you pick one of the bases, and since they are multiplying, you add the exponent. So then we add the next one, which is n plus 2. So it becomes 5. Then n plus n with 2n. Then 1 plus 2 is 3. So the correct answer is 5 exponent 2n plus 3. So the answer is B. If 5 into bracket y minus 2 minus 3 into bracket y plus 4 equals 0, then y is equal to, so let's expand. 5 times y will be 5y. 5 times negative 2 will be negative 10. Then negative 3 times y will be negative 3y. Negative 3 times positive 4 will be negative 12. Negative 12 is equal to 0. So we'll combine this and this. That will give us 2y. Then negative 10 and negative 12 will be negative 22 equals 0. So 2y is equal to 22 plus 0, which is the same as 22. Divide both sides by 2. So y equals 22 over 2, which is the same as 11. So the correct answer is D. Number 27. If the determinants of a matrix A is equal to 0, then A is a singular matrix. A singular matrix. A is a singular matrix. A singular matrix is a matrix whose determinant is 0. That matrix will not have an inverse. And a matrix that does not have an inverse is called a singular matrix. Number 28. number 28. If the matrix A is given as you can see, then the order of A is, so the order of a matrix is the number of row by column. So the rows are 1, 2, 3. The columns are 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 by 4 matrix. So the answer is C. Number 29. If the vectors P and Q are 3, 2 and negative 1, 4 respectively, then negative P minus 2Q. So let's substitute. This is P and this is Q. So negative P will be 3, 2, then minus 2, then the Q is negative 1, 4. So we are going to use the sign here to multiply both components of the vector. So we will get negative 3, negative 2. Then this will give us, so this is like plus negative 2. So I'm using the negative 2 to multiply what is inside so that it will left with a plus here. So this will give me negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. The negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Then I can now add negative 3 plus 2, then negative 2 and negative 8. And that will be equal to negative 1, negative 10. So option D is correct. Now let's look at number 30. Number 30. Item 30 refers to the following diagram of triangle OLM, in which R is the midpoint of OL and T the midpoint of OM. Further, vector OR is equal to A and vector OT is equal to B. LM, vector LM expressed in terms of A and B is, so vector LM, you know vector LM, let me change it. Which one is nice? Which one is nice? Which one is nice? Okay, let me choose this one. So vector LM will be equal to, so this vector will be equal to this vector, which is vector OM, then plus this vector, which is vector LO. Now, we need to take note of something, that this will now be equal to OM. Vector OM is 2 times of OT, 2 times of vector OT, because we're told that M is the midpoint. We're told that T is the midpoint. This is the midpoint. So this is equal to this. So 2 times of OT will give you OM. Then LO is also 2 times. So this is OT. Then this is also plus 2 times of RO. Vector RO. Let me change my this thing again. Let me take this. So we know that RO is a negative of OR. So the whole thing becomes something like this. Vector LM vector LM will be equal to 2 times vector OT, then then minus 2 times vector OR. So we can now do the substitution. OR is A and OT is B. So we put this will be equal to 2B minus A minus 2A. Into brackets 2 into bracket B minus A. So the correct answer is option D. Now let's turn to item 31. If it took a speedboat 9 hours to travel a distance of 1,080 kilometers, what is its average speed in kilometers per hour? So average speed is equal to distance covered over time taken. So the distance is 1,080 kilometers, and the speed is the time is 9 hours. 9 hours. So the speed will now be equal to, we need to cancel out something here. So you see, 9 will go into 10. How many times? 1. We are left with 1. That 1 is in actual fact 100. So plus 80 is 180. 9 will go into 180 how many times? 20. So this will give us 20. So 120 kilometers per hour. 120 kilometers per hour. Now, the correct answer is therefore option C. Let's look at number 32. Number 32. Item 32 refers to the following diagram, which shows a circle centered at O and with a sector and a major and minor arcs indicated. So the major arc is this and the minor arc is that. In the diagram, the length of the corresponding major arc, FE, is 40 centimeters. What is the circumference of the circle in centimeters? Okay, so we have to find this thing here. Need to find this one. So this is 300. We take 40 over 300, then 40 corresponds to 300. Then what will correspond to this one? If we put this one to be x, what will correspond to 60? Is that it? So 40 corresponds to 200. So what will correspond to 60? Then with this, we can now find x and add it to 40. That is one way. So let's go. So x will be equal to 40 over 300. 40 over 300 times 60. So let's find out what that will give us. So this will cancel this. 6 will go here, 1, and 6 will go here, 5. 5 will go here, 1, 5 will go here, 8. That will be 8. So the full length of the circle will be 8 plus 40, which is 48. So that will be the answer. Item 33 refers to the following diagram, which shows a cylinder with diameter 6 centimeters and height 8 centimeters. If the volume of the cylinder in terms of pi is 180 centimeter cube, then the height of the cylinder is what in centimeters. So we know volume of a cylinder is given by the volume of a cylinder is given by base area, which is pi r square, pi times r square times height. Base area pi r square times height. Pi r square times height. So we're given the diameter to be 6. So to find the radius, divide diameter by 2. So 6 by 2, that will give you 3 centimeters. So the volume is giving us 180 pi centimeter cube. So we substitute 180 pi over here, and that should be equal to pi r square, which is 3 squared times h. So 3 squared is 9. So 180 pi over 9 pi will be equal to h. So this can cancel out like this. This will cancel this. 9 will go into 180 20 times. So the height will be 20 centimeters. The length of the sides of a triangle are x, 2x, and 2x centimeters. If the perimeter is 20 centimeters, what is the value of x? So the triangle, you have x, 2x, and 2x. So the perimeter is the distance around the figure. We add all of these, and that is equal to 20. So 5x is equal to 20. X will be equal to 20 over 5, which is equal to 4. So option A is correct. Let's move on to number 35. Number 35. 50 guests had 2 glasses of champagne each. So together we have 2 times 50 glasses, which is 100 glasses. Each glass held 150 milliliters. So if each glass had 150 milliliters and we have 100 glasses, then together we have 100 times 150 milliliters of champagne, and that will be equal to 15,000 milliliters of champagne. 1,000 milliliters is 1 liter, so 15,000 milliliters will be 15 liters. 15 liters. So the correct answer is supposed to be C. Number 36, a square. A square has the same area as a rectangle with sides of length 9 centimeters and 16 centimeters. So we have 16 and 9. Then the square has the area to be L squared. So it's supposed to be equal to the area of the rectangle, which is length times width. So we find the positive square root of both sides. Find the positive square root of both sides. So L will be equal to the square root of 9 times 16. Now we can take square roots. If it is product, we can take it individually. Square root of 9 is 3, and square root of 4 is, square root of 16 is 4. So this will give us 12 centimeters. Let's look at number 37. The circumference of a circle is 154 centimeters. Given that pi is equal to 22 over 7, the diameter of the circle in centimeters is, so we know that circumference is equal to pi times diameter. And we're given 154, so this should be equal to 22 over 7 times the diameter. So we can multiply both sides by 7 over 22, so that we'll get the independent. 7 over 22 times 22 over 7 will be 1. Now 22 will go into 154 7 times. So 7 times 7 is 49. So the diameter is 49 centimeters. The area of a triangle is 60 centimeters square and its base is 12 centimeters. What is the perpendicular height in centimeters of the triangle? So area of a triangle is half base times height, perpendicular height. Now the area is given as 60 centimeters squared, and we know the base is 12. We don't know the perpendicular height, so it means 60 is equal to half of 12 is 6. So divide both sides by 6 and you get your 10. So the height is 10. Let's look at number 39. Item 39 refers to the following table, which shows the number of books 58 students bought at a sale. So number of books, number of students. The mode of the number of books bought is, mode is the most occurring item. So we look at the number of students that are many is 13, and the number of books bought is 5. So the mode of the number of books bought is 5. Item 40 refers to the following pie chart, which shows the popular games played by 720 students. How many students play cricket? So we know the total percentage is supposed to be 100, and as at now we have 30, 10, 25, and that is equivalent to 65. So to get the difference, we take 65 from 100, and that will give you 35% here. So to calculate the number of students that play cricket, we have to use the percentage of cricket and times it by 720. So 35 over 100 times 720. So this will cancel this. Now we have 35 times 720, and that will be equal to 2520. Now divided by 10, so that will be equal to 252. So the correct answer is option the correct answer is option C. Items 41 to 42 refer to the following chart which shows the amount of fish bought in kg by the first 60 customers at the fish market. So we can see the diagram. How many customers bought at least 6 kg of fish? So we see that the kg is on the horizontal axis. So 6 kg or more. So all of this combined. So we are going to add the frequencies. So we have 11 here. Then we have, this is 7. This is not 7. Yeah, this is 5. We have 5 here. We have 5 here. Then we have 4 here. Then we have 7 here. Then we have 3 here. So let's add all of them. 11 plus 5 is 16 plus 4, 20. 20 plus 7 is 27 plus 3 is 30. So it means we have 30 as the correct answer. The median amount of fish bought by customers is, so the median. So to find the median, let us use the highest rectangle here. So we draw a line from here until we get to this. Then we draw a straight line from here too until we get to this. So it's supposed to be something like this. So that should link us to 6. That should take us to 6. That should take us to 6. So that will be 6 kg, which is option B. Item 43 refers to the following diagram, which shows the cumulative frequency curve of the height of 20 plants. The interquartile range of the set of measurement is, so the interquartile range is equal to the difference between the third quartile and the first quartile. That will give us the interquartile range, IQR, interquartile range. So we know we need to find the first quartile and the third quartile from the cumulative frequency. So we know the total frequency is 20. So the first quartile, Q1, is equal to 1/4, the 1/4 value, which is equal to the fifth value. Then the third quartile is equal to 3/4 of the total frequency, which is equal to the 15th value. So we are going to trace the 5th value and the 15th value, then we'll find their difference. So the 5th value touch here, and we drop it down here. That'll be 2.4. Then 2.4 because we have 5 boxes in between 2 and 4, and the difference is 2, so each box is 2 over 5, which is equal to 0.4. So if you add one box to 2, you get 2.4. Now if we come to the 15th, if we trace the 15th from the graph, it will touch here, which is in the middle of the 3rd and the 4th. So we trace it down to this point. So 3 boxes will give us 1.2. 3 boxes will give us 1, 2, 3. So 1.2. 1.2 plus half of a box, which is half of 0.4. So that will be 1.4 plus this value here, which is 6. So that will be 7.4. So it means this value here is 7.4. So the interquartile range will be the difference between 7.4 minus 2.4, and that will be equal to 5. So it means that the interquartile range is 5.0 centimeters. Now let's look at item 44. Item 44 refers to the following table, which shows the results of a survey of 100 persons from 2 major ethnic groups, P and R. Respondents were interviewed about their attitude towards mathematics. So we can see a diagram. A respondent from ethnic group P, so from here, is selected at random. What is the probability that he has a negative attitude towards mathematics? So negative attitude, we have 24, and the total of those in the ethnic group is 60. So 24 over 60. 6 goes into 24 4 times. So 6 goes here 4 times, and 6 goes here 10 times. So it means that we will have this equal 2 over 5. So the correct answer is supposed to be D. Now let's look at the next question, item 45. Item 45 refers to the following arrow diagram. X maps onto Y. So we can see that 2 maps onto 8, and 2 is a factor of 8. 2 also maps onto 10, and 2 is also a factor of 10. Then 3 maps onto 9. 3 is a factor of 9. 4 maps onto 8. 4 is a factor of 8. So X is a factor of the Y values. X is a factor of Y. So the correct answer is C. The set of ordered pairs below represent a relation that is a function. Which of the following points, when added to the set, will form a relation that is not a function? So if one of the points has a first value, which is one of these values, then it means the point is going to repeat. The x value is going to repeat. So any of these points that has a first value, which is one of these, either -2, 4, or 10 will be the correct choice. So the only one is negative 2, 8. So the correct answer is supposed to be C, option C. If you put any of these points, 1, 3, 0, 4, negative 8, 10, it will still be a function because we will not have any of the first values being repeated. Now let's look at number 47. H of x equal 3x minus 2 over 5. Then h of negative 6. So we plug in negative 6 for x. So there's x here, so we put negative 6 there. Then minus 2 all over 5. So 3 times negative 6 will be negative 12. Negative 12 minus, negative 18. Negative 18 minus 2 over 5. So this will be equal to negative 20 over 5, and that is equal to negative 4. So the answer is option A. Now let's look at item 48. Item 48. Given that y varies inversely as x, so y is equal to k over x. So it means we're told that when y is 16, x is half. Good. X is half. Which of the following equation represents the relation represents the relation between x and y? So we can look for k. So 16 times half will be equal to k. So it means k is equal to 8. When you multiply, you cross multiply, you get 16 times half is equal to k times 1, which will give us k is equal to 8. So it means when we substitute 8 for k here, then we will get y to be equal to 8 over x. 8 over x. So the correct answer is option D. Number 49. Which of the following represents the equation of a straight line? So the equation of a straight line is of the form y equal mx plus c. Now you can see that the only equation we can rewrite in that form is this: y equal 2x minus 3. So the correct answer is option C. The rest of them, we can write it in that form. What is the x value of the points of intersection for the system represented by the functions f of x equal 3 and g of x equal 5 over 2x plus 1? So we're gonna equate these two equations, these two functions. So 3 will be equal to 5 over 2x plus 1. So 3 minus 1, we bring the same terms together, equal 5 over 2x. Now we will have 2 is equal to 5 over 2x. Now this is over 1, so let's cross multiply and see. So this will multiply this will multiply this. So 2 times 2 will be 4 is equal to 5x. So we divide both sides by 5 by 5. So x will be equal to 4 over 5. And this is the same as If you multiply both the top and down by 2, you get x to be equal to 8 over 10, which is the same as 0.8. X equals 0.8. So that will be option A. We are now on item 51. A line L is parallel to the line 2x minus 5y minus 8 equals 0. What is the gradient of the line L? Please don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to add it to your playlist, and also like the video. So we want to find the gradient of the line L. If the lines are parallel, then they have the same gradient. So we can find the gradient of this line, then that gradient is the same as the gradient of line L. So we rewrite this line in the form y equal mx plus c, where m is the gradient. So let's move the negative 5y to this side. So that will be 2x minus 8 is equal to 5y. Now let's divide through by 5, by 5, by 5. So you can see that we'll have something like this. We have something like y is equal to 2 over 5x minus 8 over 5. The gradient is 2 over 5. So the correct answer is C. Let's look at number 52. Which of the following set is represented by the function f such that x maps onto x squared plus 3, where x has element 0, 1, 2, 3. So when we pick 0, we plug it into this function. So 0 squared plus 3, that will be 0 plus 3, which is 3. So 0 will map onto 3. Then when we pick 1 will map onto 1 squared, which is 1, plus 3, which is 4. So 1 will map onto 4. Then when we pick 2, 2 map onto 2 squared, which is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. Then 3 squared is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. So 3 will map onto 12. So we have 0, 3, 1, 4, 2, 7, 3, 12. So the correct answer is option D. Let's look at number 53. Number 53. Item 53. Item 53 refers to the following diagram of a circle. So we can see the diagram here. The C is on the edge of the circle, and O is the center, and the angle there at the center is Y, and the one on the edge is 50. Always the one at the center is 2 times of the one at the edge. So Y will be equal to 100 degrees. 100 degrees. So we want to find the value of Y. The value of Y is 100 degrees. Now let's look at item 54. Item 54 refers to the following diagram. So these two lines are parallel. In the diagram PQ, this line is parallel to RS. Which of the following best describe the relation between X and Y? So this and this are alternate angles, and alternate angles are equal. So Y is equal to X, or X equal Y. A is correct. Now let's move on to the next question. So item 55 refers to the following diagram, which shows a rectangle W, X, Y, Z. So this rectangle here and its image W prime, X prime, Y prime, and Z prime, and W prime prime, X prime prime, Y prime prime, and Z prime prime. After it undergoes a composite transformation, double transformation. So let's see which of the transformation was applied. What sequence of transformations will map rectangle W, X, Y, Z onto its image, rectangle W prime prime, X prime prime, Y prime prime, Z prime prime. So let's check that. So the first one says translation of 8 units to the left. Let's check whether that statement is true. Translation of 8 units to the left. If that is true, then the distance between Z and Z prime prime should be equal to 8. But that's not true. That's not true. That distance from here to here is not equal to 8 units. Now, so that the first option is out. The first option is out. And the second option says that a refraction in the y-axis followed by an enlargement centered at the origin with a scale factor of half. So let's check that one too. So refraction in the y-axis. So if W X, Y, Z is here and we refract it in the y-axis, the image should be here. That's true. The image should be here. Then if we so this is a mirror line, this is a mirror line. You can see the distance from here to here is the same as the distance from here to here. Like that. Now if we enlarge this by a scale factor of half about the origin, then this should give us this. You can see X will map onto X prime prime, Y onto Y prime prime, and W onto W prime prime, Z onto Z prime prime. So you can see that half of this unit here, 1, 2, 3, 4, will give us 1, 2. Then half of this will give us 1. And that is true. So the option 2 is correct. Option 2 is correct. We cannot talk about counterclockwise rotation here because when you rotate, the orientation will change. And so that's it. Now, let's look at item 56. In each of the following diagrams, A prime is the image of A. Which of the following diagrams shows a refraction in the x-axis? So if A is here, and we refract it, it should come down here. So this is not correct. This is also not correct. This is also not correct. So of course, option D is the correct. Because if A is here and refract it in the x-axis, the image should be here. And that's correct. Now let's look at item 57. Item 57. In a triangle ABC, Angle A is x, and angle B is 2x. What is the size of angle C? This angle here. The sum should be 180. So the one left, so angle C plus 2x plus x should be equal to 180. So angle C will be equal to 180 minus 3x. So the correct answer is option A. Item 58 refers to the following diagram, which shows the angle of depression of a point X from Z. So this should be equal to 35 degrees because alternate angles are equal. Then the angle of depression of the point X from Z is 35 degrees. If X is 12 meters from Y, then the height YZ in meters is. So we want to find the height YZ. So this side here. So we know that if we take this side here, this angle is opposite to it. So, and this angle to is adjacent, this side to is adjacent to this angle 35 degrees. So we have opposite and we have adjacent. So tangent of the angle should be equal to opposite, which is YZ, over adjacent, which is 12. So if you cross multiply, you get YZ to be equal to 12 tan 35. 12 tan 35 degrees. So 12 tan 35 degrees is the correct answer. 12 tan 35 degrees.